welcome to Desmond's Havers. This is where either David or myself gets our chance to have a little rant and you get to listen. Thank you. Bye bye.
This week, 2 havers for the price of 1. First, you'll hear from me. I'll read the diary or talk about what we've done this weekend, and then I'll have a haver about having a dram in the motorhome, and then it'll be followed by Lindsay having her say, and hope you enjoy. And welcome to this haver, and we're at Loch Garten this weekend. A whole weekend away, and we head for the Loch Garten area. And of course, passing Grantown on Spey, we stopped and used the chipper. On arrival at a preferred spot, we found it occupied, so we headed on and stopped at the Two Lochs Trail car park. This is where we stopped in our first longer donder back in 2015. After a brief cup of tea, we headed down to the loch for a wander around and watched the birds. We saw a great spotted woodpecker on the way down, and then we chilled in the peace and quiet back at the van. Saturday dawned another warm day, so I strung out my long wire antenna in the trees and I played radio while Lindsay explored some of the Two Lochs Trail. The radio bands are not so good this morning, with lots of noise but not many stations about, and none could hear me. VHF was very poor, but that was probably down to location and being surrounded by trees. I persevered but managed no contacts. After lunch, Lindsay went to the RSPB centre and bought me a new bird book, an updated version of one I already use. I listened to the World Cup and then I flew my drone, experiencing another flyaway when it refused to cancel an RTH signal due to loss of signal at 10 metres. We returned to the van after a walk down to the loch. Too many folk down there to fly. Later we walked back down to the loch and I flew the drone, as it was now quiet. We chilled in the van, reading, and I finished off the Dalwhinnie. We suddenly realised that the light had gone and it was past time for bed. Sunday dawned, overcast though very warm. With no chance of VHF news, I tuned in on 40 metres to try to catch the broadcast there. Thankfully it was a good strong signal this morning. Lindsay went off to try my camera, as hers needs a good clean and may need to be sent off. All too soon it was time to pack up and head off for home. We'd seen plenty of wildlife and birds this weekend, highlights being roe, red deer, toads and frogs, and many butterflies and damselflies. Great spotted woodpeckers, common sandpipers, tree creepers, long-tailed tits, house martins, but no osprey at this home of ospreys. Kevin Anonymous asked me to say a few words about drinking in a motorhome and what the situation, what the law is. Well, the drink drive laws are pretty well laid down. I forget the numbers, but it's lower in Scotland than it is in England. So there's literally no tolerance for drink driving. However, the situation in a motorhome is slightly different. Not that you can drink and drive, of course. If you're obviously parked up for the night, you know, seats turned round, slippers and smoking jacket, what have you on, you know what I mean, and you're not looking to drive away, they need to prove intent. By and large, that is what they need to get you for drink driving, that you intend to drive. The other thing, of course, is drunk in charge. Well, you can get around both of those by not having the keys put away where they're not easily accessible, etc. We have that on both instances. The keys get hung away, and the fact Lindsay doesn't drink at all these days, so if push came to shove we could go away that way. If you're obviously parked up for the night, not causing obstruction, and that are sensible or relatively sensible, then there's no reason you shouldn't have a dram or a beer while sat in your motorhome parked up for the night. as regular readers of the diary or now watchers of the New Havers know, I enjoy a dram every now and again, and compunction having one. No real way that in the motorhome, bed's made up, obviously relaxed for the night, chairs turned round, steering lock on, car keys away, that you're going to get picked up, except for the most obstinate police officer. And believe me, they've probably got more than enough to keep them busy without hunting out motorhomers who've had a couple of beers or a dram or whatever. Obviously this applies to wild camping, and strictly speaking it does apply to all use on sites as well, because you could be asked to move at any time for any reason. Remember guys, this is just my opinion.
Hello and welcome to Lindsay's Haver. Not Desmond's, it's Lindsay's. Here we go again. Dog poo. We are at Garten beside some beautiful trees, gorgeous loch, wildlife all around us, and what have we got? Bags full of dog shit left at the signposts because people can't be bothered taking it home. If you don't want to take it home, don't get a dog. Either that or don't come to places like this because we don't want to see it. We don't want it here, we don't need it, and it's not required. Please take your dog, be responsible, do the right thing, take the bags home, or do what David says and the Forestry Commission think you should say, which is basically stick and flick it. Don't leave it in a bag at the side of the road. Rant over.
Or in this case, the base of the sign. Thanks for watching this Haver, and please join us on Friday for this week's Donder around this area. Hopefully see you then. Bye for now.